Yo, welcome back, my Battle Brothers and debutantes, to another episode of Battle Brothers Dropship. This is episode 3, and my name is SD.
What's up, everybody? My name's Xobbes. Welcome to the Dropship.
So we've got a lot of things to cover in a short amount of time today, and I know all of us, we are waiting, salivating for the Battle Pass. So that should be getting released sometime soon. And super pumped for that. So we'll kind of touch a little bit on the Battle Pass. We've gotten patch notes from Respawn. They gave us a lot of good information on what they just tweaked in the game. There were some buffs. There were some nerfs.
This is our first patch notes. You're underselling it. It's a big deal.
This is a big deal. This is the big deal. You know what? I was so used to Fortnite dropping patch notes every week that literally, like, I would check Reddit. Is there news? Hello? Is there news? Is there news? And I was getting nothing. Nothing. So part of me...
And that's something they touch in the actual patch notes, comparing them. They don't say it outright, but they talk about how you don't have to check the patch notes every few days to stay current on the game. I was really excited because they talked about, you know, their design philosophy, how they're listening to the community. I really enjoyed reading these patch notes.
I'm really excited to kind of chew on every single word in the patch notes because I want to be up to speed and kind of reread everything and see what they have to say, because design philosophy, I mean, this is a big deal. Right here, this is the first patch notes, the first patch, so as a community, we're going to be able to see like who they are as people, like
right, what the tempo of change is going to be.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see in which direction they're going to take us, the stuff they want to do, and
learned a new cool term, powercurve.
Powercurve.
You want to find out what the weapons are being designed? They're designed on a power curve.
And if you want to know exactly more in detail, stick around because we'll be talking about that later in the episode. Whoop whoop. But we've got, so yeah, Battle Pass, buffs, nerfs, patch notes, and
shenanigans.
Oh yeah, just random shenanigans. So really, patch notes is big, Battle Pass is big. There was a new legend leaked that we're gonna get into. Let's start it off, Xobbes, right here, right now, right? Freaking meow.
All right, let's talk about Octane. I'm pretty excited about the new legend.
The new legend. So this was leaked last week. I saw the post on Reddit. So there was the kind of Apex Legends background. Everything looked legit. You know, it let us know of the passive, tactical, and ultimate ability. A picture of what they look like and what this character could do. At first, there was a lot of debunkers, myth debunkers. There was a good solid, 3 or 4 days where everybody was like, it's a fake, don't listen to it, like this was Photoshop, don't get your hopes up, this isn't real. And then there was a lot of people saying, this is real, Octane is real. And really, Xobbes, there was like detectives on the case. They got down to the nitty gritty. Oh my gosh, let me remember this. It was just really, somebody talked about the color of the clothing and how the color scheme doesn't line up with the color scheme of all the other characters because there's this ratio of dark to light clothing on those characters, and this new character Octane has a totally different ratio of light and dark clothing, so therefore this has to be fake. Like it was crazy. The conspiracy theories that I was hearing about this person. So basically, you can use the tactical ability, which is called Adrenaline Junkie. So you can move 30% faster for 6 seconds, and it actually costs you 10% of your health. So you're gonna give up health to be able to move faster for 6 seconds, and it doesn't seem like a lot. Xobbes actually was really excited when I first told him this, and instantly. Yeah, was like, that's going to be super useful, and that's going to be amazing. So I'm glad you're like more excited about that ability than I initially was. But
yeah, I like scrumming, right? So give me a scrum character.
Yeah, you have 6 seconds to make plays. It gives you a window of making big plays by being able to move faster. I don't necessarily know what 30% faster feels like.
Bangalore, I can tell you. So Bangalore, when you get sighted, you get a 40% speed boost, which they actually just nerfed down to 30%. But, you know, that's how you can kind of gauge it.
Okay, that's actually really quick.
Yeah, right?
That's actually really fast. So it's really good because on those bombardments we were talking about, or the Arc Star, like any of those offensive capabilities that can stun you or slow you down, you can use your tactical ability and you don't get slowed down. So, but Octane looks cool. He's got a helmet that looks like a fighter pilot, kind of like the older World War II fighter pilot, like leather helmet looking things.
I think he looks like a Borderlands character.
And it's got a nasty set of teeth on there. I've never played Borderlands, so I don't know what that character looks like.
Yeah, he's got a great mask.
What is Borderlands? What is that game even about?
It's a shooter-looter. You've probably seen the commercials for it. It's got like a guy with a mask and he's like blowing his brains out.
No, there's a commercial of a dude blowing his brains out?
No, it was the cover art. This game, Apex Legend, actually handles and looks a lot like Borderlands. Jake Bake loves Borderlands. It's a great game. It was like the guns are randomized, so you get these. It's kind of got like a Diablo loot system, but for guns, and the guns can shoot like crazy waves, and so you find these like crazy guns. It's fun.
I need to kind of expand my horizons in gaming a little bit, because I kind of get stuck on one game or two games, and that's it, bro. I just stick with it forever.
Yeah, well, you just wrapped up Titanfall 2, and now you start in Exodus, right? Metro Exodus.
No, you actually are the one that told me to download it. I have no idea what the game's about, except for what you told me. But I did download it, and I'm going to check out Metro Exodus. Epic Games gave it to the BattleBrothers for free on their launcher to check out, so I'm gonna play that too on the PC.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I know what it's about. It's freaking dope. It's just a straight campaign, like Wolfenstein. No multiplayer, no nothing. Just a beautiful story and some guns.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Super jelly.
Right.
Well, I'll let you know how it is.
Cool.
But
so back to Octane.
Back to our podcast.
What other abilities do we got?
So we've got passive, which is Swift Mend, which this is interesting, and I didn't expect anything like this to happen. But while you are not taking any damage, so while you're just mobbing around with your teammates, with your homies, you know, you're trying to make it to the ring, you're on a very weird part of the map that doesn't have any enemies, and you don't have any syringes or med kits, and you're hurt, as long as you are not actively being injured or shot at or taking damage, you will heal yourself. So that's pretty awesome.
For a passive ability, I'm sure it won't be too incredibly powered, but pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't expect it to be as good as Lifeline's little drone.
Yeah, he's a cool looking character. He seems like he's gonna have a pretty thin hitbox too. He's gonna be fast.
Oh,
he's gonna be a fun character. I'm
Thank
already
you.
excited about him.
That's an amazing segue, but I can't segue yet for about 10 seconds. The launch pad. I love mobility. Any movement items, super amazing. So Octane brings us the launch pad as his ultimate. Have no idea how high he's gonna fly, but anything that can get me from point A to point B in style.
Yeah, and I think the major difference between that and zipline is that you can, flank people with a good zip, and it works sometimes, but being on those zip lines is dangerous. So I'd much rather fly somewhere with the crew than zipline them in the middle of a battle.
Dangerous! I'm feeling dangerous, Xobbes.
Ooh, but I do have a quick tip on that. You can jump while you're ziplining and then catch the zipline again. So if you're ever making a trip and you're getting shot at, and it's not exactly a point where you're gonna be shooting back, you can jump up and down on the zipline, and it's, harder to hit.
Hot take.
Yeah,
you never want to run in a straight line, especially when you're being shot at. Like if you're shooting back at somebody, my goodness, strafe. That's like gaming 101. So that's actually a cool tip, because when you're on the zip line, you're literally just sliding in a straight line. You are such an easy target to hit. So yeah, not bad. If you think you've got the eye-hand coordination to jump up and down on a zip line, then by all means do it.
It's easy. You jump and then you hold square. It catches you. It's a little scary. It catches a little late, but it works. I've tested it a bunch before I brought it up on the podcast.
You totally brought up something, and we were about to segue, but I was finishing up Octane.
Hitboxes.
Oh, okay, so we are extremely late to the party, you know, beating a dead horse, but whatever, we're gonna talk about it again. So there are different size hitboxes for each character. In my mind, I felt like how I thought games were. I thought every character had the same hitbox. And that might be just because I've been playing Blackout and Fortnite, and every character has the same hitbox. But
yeah, that's the kinds of games that we've been playing. But when you look at a hero shooter, obviously like Overwatch, they've got giant tank characters. Now where this game's different though, that Overwatch, and where this game's kind of in between, you know, say a Blackout or an Overwatch, is that it's got the size difference in characters of an Overwatch, but a health system where everyone's got the same amount of health. So in Overwatch, the tanks have way more health, like 2-3x times. So balancing it is going to be a little tricky. And this is great because, you know, we're going to hit this on the patch notes too. Respawn underestimated how big of a cost, you know, a big hitbox is. Playing with Gibraltar or Caustic, and even Pathfinder for that matter, Pathfinder's got a real big old hitbox, way bigger than you'd think. It makes a huge difference. I don't play with the two big characters. I did.
I don't either. I mean, you're literally like, you are a barn. You're a walking barn. So you're
It's
so
a
easy to
huge problem.
Huge. Yeah. Playing a smaller hitbox character is much more advantageous than a bigger character because you will get hit with less bullets more of the time. So, in order, this is how it goes from the smallest hitbox to the largest. So Wraith has the smallest hitbox, and then it goes Lifeline, Bloodhound, Mirage, Bangalore, Pathfinder, Caustic, and Gibraltar. And I kid you not, Xobbes, like literally Wraith's hitbox is like half the size of Gibraltar. Since somebody figured out the hitbox sizes, I have seen much more people pick Wraith as their character. Yeah, literally Wraith is half the size of Gibraltar. It's pretty wild. For those of you that don't know, hitbox is basically what a enemy player can hit with a bullet. And Gibraltar is basically a walking redwood tree, and Wraith is like a dandelion. So which character would you want to be to not get hit? So Respawn's trying to balance those because I'm sure the majority of the community is using one of the characters that has a smaller hitbox. Your top tier legends, Xobbes, if you could pick like the top 2 legends as far as usefulness and impactfulness and good legends, what would you pick? What would your top 2
Bangalore
legends be?
and Lifeline?
Yes, I actually would pick the same 2. Like, I feel like Wraith, if you're not talking about the hitboxes, I feel like Wraith's is a little further down.
Yeah,
on the
her
list.
ability's great. Her portal, when I was reading the patch notes, he brings up a strategy about the portal, and I got excited. And then the strategy, it was a joke, and it was about running people off cliffs.
All right, yeah, let's actually jump into the patch notes. The patch notes were brought to us by JFresh Respawn, who is our community manager. So he's the face of Respawn in the Reddit community. So he is the person that just lets us know what's going down, and he's going to be bringing us all the info. So big adjustments were made. They started us off with some bangers, some super bangers with weapon adjustments, and anything to do with weapons to me is like gold. Like when you talk weapons, like my ears perk up. I am ready to listen about weapons. And we had a little discussion in last episode about the wingman, whether it should be buffed or, whether it should be nerfed or not, because a lot of people said it was way too OP. Xobbes said it was OP, and Xobbes, you actually came up with a great nerf idea. You wanted it to have more of a kick. You wanted there to be more recoil.
Yeah, I'm happy with what they did, though. Just slowing down the rate of fire was a good one, too.
Yeah, they slowed down the rate of fire, and the Skull Piercer hop-up gave you a headshot damage multiplier of 2.5, and now it gives you a 2.25 headshot multiplier.
Right, and then we got the Peacekeeper. Shotgun Bolt is now going to give you less of a perk. gone from level 1, 10, down to 7.5. Level 2, we've got a 20 down to 13%. And then level 3, we've got a 25% down to 16%.
What does that mean?
Rate of fire.
What does that mean?
Means the rate of fire on the Peacekeeper has been slowed down a bit.
Yes. So, yeah, the rate of fire. So a shotgun bolt basically allows you to shoot your shotgun faster, and they nerfed the amount of speed you gain with the shotgun bolts. So besides that,
and then they're also going to be, they're all going to be rare as well too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. They dropped the availability, so you're going to see less wingmen and peacekeepers all around the map. And for those of you that are wondering, basically all the data, like Respawn can see all kinds of data at all times that we can't see. So they can tell right now like how many kills each weapon has in the game at this very moment. So they can say the Peacekeeper has 2.4 billion kills, whereas the EVA 8 has like 100 million. Like, we have to do something else. Too many people are using the Peacekeeper and the Wingmen. So they made them rare, and besides making those rare, they actually increased the availability of energy weapons and ammo in all zones. Xobbes, you and I have opposing views on this matter. I was excited about this and was completely okay with the buff to energy weapons and ammo, but you didn't seem too happy earlier about that.
Yeah, I like that energy ammo is rare. It was fun. And sometimes you had to bail on your gun because you had no ammo. And sometimes you had to carry around energy ammo before you picked up your gun. So I guess possibly energy ammo. That's the thing. I don't really know. Is energy ammo better? It felt like it was supposed to be rare because it was for the weirder guns. And, you know, like maybe only like one person on your team could main it. It was kind of fun. I don't think it's a big deal that now it's easier to, you know, pick up energy ammo, but now it's just a regular kind of ammo.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. It added a little more dynamic. Those points you just brought up, like, I totally get it. It made it a little rare because you're right, bro. I would, at the beginning of the game, I would totally pick up energy ammo without an energy weapon because I knew if I found a Havoc or a Devotion, or let's say I had a turbocharger and no Devotion, like, I'd just be eating up energy ammo because I knew when I got a Devotion, I didn't want to have just 20 bullets and just be stuck with 20 bullets for the longest time. So it made you have to think a lot more about your loadout and about what you wanted to sacrifice to have energy ammo. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It is, and I thought it was a stronger type of ammo as well. Only because of Destiny 2, because you had the energy weapon type, and that was supposed to be a little better than your primary. Just naturally in my brain, energy weapon made me feel like it was a stronger weapon, but then the triple take ended up being just shite, and then the Devotion is awful without the turbocharger. And then same with the Havoc. The Havoc is really tough with those wind-up times. It's tough. So I don't feel like the weapons are good enough to have such little ammo around on the map. Like, if they were better weapons, or if any of the weapons that were energy could be considered a little OP, then I could understand not having a lot of energy ammo on the map. But really, like, I'll take an R301 carbine over, you know, any energy weapon. So, meh.
Well, I think that makes sense. If the guns aren't better just because they're energy guns, then it's great. Then it's just another kind of ammo. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Like
So,
light, heavy, and energy. 3 types. That's fine.
yeah, that's fine. Light, heavy, energy.
So the next part is what I'm actually really excited about. They got it as why no P2020 or Mozambique buffs. And they describe it as that they're designing on what they call a power curve. They want some guns to be less common and better, and some guns to be more common and junk. And they want you to drop in and scramble for some junk guns, and then as you play through the game, upgrade. And I think that's super cool because in a regular arena shooter, if one gun is better than the rest, everybody has that gun. But in Battle Royale, you don't get to pick your loadouts. So you can have some guns that are bad and some that are good, and you can tune it with rarity instead of just trying to tune all guns to be the same. So I'm super stoked on this.
I am stoked that Respawn did not cater to the masses calling for buffs and that they're useless. It makes me feel really good that they were like, whoa, we get it. You guys, they suck. They need a buff according to you guys, but that's not how we're going to do things. We know they need a buff, but they don't need a buff because that's how we designed it to be in the game. And that's how we want to keep it in the game. So I was really happy that they didn't just bow down to everybody calling for buffs because they were useless. They held their ground and said they're useless for a reason. We like them being useless, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it useless.
So they've promised us a bunch of new guns. Okay, so they're doing this power curve thing, right? Well, then I need more than one scout rifle. You know, there's the G7 Scout. Let's say it isn't designed to be the best gun. Let's say it's designed to be a mid-tier gun. Well, like, I need a high-tier scout that I can hope to find or pry out of somebody's cold, dead hands. As they introduce more and more guns, like the Havoc, right? I love the Havoc. It's a great auto rifle.
It's grown on me. As time has gone by, I like it more and more.
Yeah, we're starting to figure out that whole charge-up time. Yeah, I agree. I'm glad they're not listening to the community too much. Well, the community is looking at it as if it was arena shooter, and it's not. You know, those are garbage guns. And they actually mentioned this, that they're still looking at feedback and figuring out ways to make the garbage guns more fun. I would even say for a garbage gun, the Mozambique is too garbage. But yeah, power curve.
What they need to do, okay, so if you run double Mozambique, you get 6 shots. You can make something happen with 2 Mozambiques. But what they really need to do is come up with another hop up that allows you to dual wield Mozambiques. That's what you need right there. Because I've literally shot somebody in the back at close range and done 13 damage. So if I could dual wield it and do 26 damage, it's definitely not too OP, but it could alleviate some of that awfulness to be able to dual wield. So keep it awful, keep it a horrible gun, but just let me have 2 horrible guns at once.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. I like that idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. The dual wield Mozambiques.
How do you see them buffing them characters?
The bottom 3 characters according to hitbox sizes are Pathfinder, Caustic, and Gibraltar. Now, honestly, besides Caustic's size, I really feel like he's in a good place. With the amount of traps that he can throw back to back to back, he can fill up rooms and do tons of damage to players in rooms with the trap. And you can essentially like lock people out of rooms with your traps because the traps can actually block the doors and not allow you to open them. And so besides them adjusting his hitbox down, I can't see a buff that he actually needs.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on how much they slim down the characters.
Totally. It depends on how much they slim down the characters. But
I got a weird thing about hitboxes.
What's your weird thing?
In that I remember, let me take it back in the Wayback Machine. I remember when hitboxes were just kind of like a square around the character. And you weren't actually shooting the character. It was kind of Duck Hunt style. And
yeah.
Right? And then I remember the first time, I think it might have been GoldenEye, where you actually could shoot next to their head, or you could actually hit their head, and bullets could whiz by. And I remember it just like blowing my mind and be like, oh my God, that was like, I'm actually shooting my bullet at their body. And, you know, and so I'm all about balance and that this is a game and, you know, like a sniper doesn't have to function like a real sniper does in the real life. You know, this isn't a simulator. It's, you know, a game. It's a competition. But at the same time, I don't like it. Like, I hate that Pathfinder's hitbox is so big. He's got these little skinny legs, but you can shoot bullets all around him. So I really hope that they do more than just slim down the hitboxes, because I don't want to be shooting and hitting Gibraltar but not getting hits because Gibraltar's a fat character with a thin hitbox. It's going to make me nuts.
Oh, bro, they are. They are.
But are they thinning down the hitboxes or are they thinning down the characters?
Okay, so major balance changes, hitbox size reductions and optimizations for Caustic, Pathfinder, and Gibraltar. So they're working on better sizing hitboxes to their gear and model. And it's not being released yet because Respawn is saying like these are huge changes to the game. They don't want any major bugs, so they don't want to rush it out. So it's happening. They're working on it right now, but they're not going to rush it out.
Yeah, they should take the time with it. I do like the idea of different sized characters. This is a Legends game. So I actually hope that they keep I don't know, I'm mixed up. Actually, me personally, I hope they keep them fatter and they buff them. Like take Gibraltar.
Well, yes, and they are doing that too. Now, the minor balance changes that you can see right now, Caustic is in the bottom 3. And again, like I just said earlier, I don't think he needs too much buffage because he's already all right. And as far as an opinion on Pathfinder or Gibraltar, bro, I have played each character like once or twice. I have no opinion whatsoever on what they should do. However, right now, Caustic, they reduced the cooldown to 25 seconds from 30 seconds for his traps. They've increased the radius and proximity radius by about 10%, and they removed a 1 second delay on the smoke dealing damage to players. So it will engage and damage you quicker than it did before.
Yeah, so that was definitely needed, right? The gas traps were more annoying than they were damage causing.
Right. And the Pathfinder, they didn't say anything about Gibraltar, but the Pathfinder, they increased the number of beacons in the world to 12 from 10. Insider knowledge. And I feel like the circle, there's so much time in between each circle that no matter where you are on the map and no matter how far away the circle is, like you have time to make it.
I totally agree. I think it'll be in competition, it'll mean something. Right now, we're all running around having fun, but if you're playing like a real competition, then you're using caustic and bunkering places down and getting ready.
Yeah, because...
so I totally agree with what you're saying, but I think it'll matter more once we get private lobbies and real,
I personally think out of all the perks in this entire game, that is the most useless. That is my opinion.
Well, Pathfinder's going to get a big hitbox reduction. He's already a tough character to play. If you're swinging yourself around with that grapple whip, it's fun and awesome, but I can't be like flying myself or flinging myself at people to shotgun them in the face and be landing in front of them with a giant, near Gibraltar-sized hitbox. That's not gonna work.
I know, he looks like a skinny robot. Like, I cannot believe his hitbox is so huge. Like, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, his abilities are already barely there. The whip is tough.
Oh, dude, okay.
Tough.
So honestly, though, like, when I play with people that use Pathfinder, there are so many places that we can zipline to that you just can't get to.
Yeah,
like,
that is pretty cool.
He can get us to some spots where, like, you can't get to without Pathfinder, period.
That's a good point.
Yeah, like, that's pretty amazing. You can reach some high points that no other character in the game can. And so all they have to do is just buff sniper rifles, and then I would love that much more.
I think I get penalized more for the hitboxes because I play very aggressive and I run around and jump and climb things. And, like, I'm a scrum player, so I need to learn that, like, I'm playing with a big hitbox and I got to change up my style.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit on me, I'll admit that. So thinner hitboxes come in, we'll see if they actually shrink the characters or if they just change the hitboxes on them.
I think we'll see some other changes, but I'm really glad that they want to bring those characters in line. I don't want to see too many nerfs right away. Obviously, I like the time to kill right now. I kind of like the overall feel of the game. So I don't want too many drastic nerfs. Like, I don't want it to feel too underpowered. I'd rather those characters get buffed up to a higher tier than other characters get nerfed down to a lower tier.
Totally, and I agree with that. And I think that's why we were pleasantly surprised or pleased when the patch notes basically say the exact same thing. We'd rather, buff than nerf, and we're not going to be changing things up every week, which is great. The community is great at just amplifying unhappy voices. So, and I don't mean this community, I mean any community right now. I'm happy that they're maybe learning a little bit from that, and they're saying like, hey, we're going to listen to y'all, but, we're going to make sure we want to change something before we actually change it.
Yeah. So Battle Pass.
Oh, that's right, Battle Pass.
Let's end it off with the Battle Pass. One of our Discord members, Darksnids, wanted to know what we think the Battle Pass will cost. When's it gonna drop?
Ooh, or is it gonna be $8 just to be Apex about it? I don't know when it's gonna drop. SD knows about that stuff. He's saying March 15th.
March 12th.
March
We
12th.
got some insider knowledge that the battle pass is coming on March 12th. I think it's gonna cost $10. I think it'd be dumb for them. Actually, not necessarily dumb. Actually, yeah, totally dumb. Their skins, along with every other game out there that's selling skins, are outrageously priced.
Yep.
Fair to say that? Okay. I think
They are overpriced. They're crazy.
everything's overpriced. So, but there's still a ton of people buying them. So if the battle pass costs more than $10, I think that's ridiculous. I think $10 should be what it costs because they hit 50 million players. Now I promise you, at least 33% of those people are going to buy the battle pass. So 50 million players divided by 3 is 16.6. So 16.6 million people times 10 is $160 million. Like, they're about to get $160 million payday.
Oh, that's right. They got to nail
later
the
this
battle
month.
pass, right? That's their big
If
payday.
yeah, $10. And yeah, anything higher than that it's just getting greedy. And I don't know anybody at Apex. I don't know JFrush on there, but for some reason, I just get this feeling that they're a bunch of cool dudes and who love their game. And so I don't want to get negative feelings and think they're like greedy a-holes by overcharging for the battle pass. So
Yeah, so far so good, and we'll see if you can unlock legends with the new. Like my feelings towards, I already dig them, but if I have to pay to, I don't know. It's a free game. I don't know how I feel about this.
wait,
Octane.
no. Are you saying?
I'm talking about
Sorry
Octane.
for interrupting, but are you saying like that they might only you might have to pay to unlock a legend?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We got them legend points, so I'm gonna say no.
No. They've specifically said that there will never be a legend behind a paywall.
Oh, that's perfect.
You can
yeah, they're
buy
cool
them
in
to
my
get
book.
it earlier, but every legend will be earnable in the game. Period.
Well,
They will
I
never
got to give
lock
them a
anything.
shout out because so you can buy your sweet skins and then you can pay a bunch of extra legend points to get like an even cooler, rare version of that new skin you just bought, right?
I know. I keep getting like frustrated because I'm like, oh, I have enough money for that, and it's like, but to get this, you have to buy this one. And so they bamboozled me a couple times with that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's genius because if you're buying skins, then when a new legend drops, you're not going to have the legend points for it. Because you've spent all your legend points on those cool super extra skins, now you're going to be incentivized to drop money on the legend because you've been spending all your legend points.
Yeah, they
Right?
are trying to get people to spend their legend coins. How much did Mirage cost? Now I unlocked them, but I
1,200.
forgot. What?
1,200 or 12,000.
Okay, so I've got 24,600 legend tokens. So I could potentially unlock whatever new legend pops when the battle pass drops. Now, how many legends do we even have right now? We've got 10 or we got 8. What do you see the final number of legends being? Like how many do you think we're going to have by the end of season 2?
12?
You think 12?
Yeah, they're going to keep
So-
building it out.
So you're saying like maybe 2 legends a season?
Ooh. I think maybe, yes. I mean, yes. 12 would be a lot. Maybe 10. Season 2, I'm going with 12. End of season 2.
End of season 2, 12 legends. That's 4 more. Yeah. I see the legends being. God, that must be so much fun designing a character and giving it perks and making it happen. But I think that's a fair number. That's a fair assessment. 12.
Okay.
Right now, I personally like playing with female skins. That's in Fortnite and Blackout and any game really. I'm always picking the female characters because I enjoy looking at female characters more than male characters. So I don't ever pick the guys because I don't want to play dress up with guys. Oh, you handsome fellow. Let's
is
see what
dress up.
outfit
We do
looks
play
good
dress
on
up.
you today, my little guy. But I want to see what Lifeline looks like. Like, what's up, girl? I like your buns.
Yeah.
Or Wraith, let's cut your hair so you can look like that evil kid off Toy Story.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool. She didn't have hair in that new skin. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and then so there's 3 females and there's 5 dudes.
Yep.
Yeah. So I definitely see a couple other female skins coming out. So
Yeah, I'm excited about the future. It's a whole new world, Heroes Battle Royale game. Could be pretty fun. And there's different size characters, so they'll work out this hitbox problem. It'll take a while. They'll drop the hitbox a little bit, see how the characters do, maybe a little more buffs. We'll see.
what do you? I got 2 things I want to ask you right now. What
right, what do you got?
do you think it's gonna contain?
Battle Pass?
What should we expect for the Battle Pass?
I think it's going to be mostly just completion. I think they're not designing, Blackout was like skill-based. Fortnite was just play. And then I think this game is similar when you look at the leveling up. It's mostly just being in the game. Kills and this and that get you a few extra points, but nothing compared to your survival time. So they just want you to play the game and level up and feel good about yourself. Fantastic. So I think the Battle Pass isn't going to be too difficult. I think it's going to be mostly just playing it and getting cool items all over the place.
Okay.
Do you think it'll have Apex packs in it?
Yeah, of course. Totally.
Okay.
No, I think they should, because Fortnite rewarded you with V-Bucks every now and then.
Oh, that's right.
I think it would only be fair for an Apex pack to be dropped every now and then.
Yeah, I forgot how solid Fortnite was, that they actually just gave you your money back in game.
Well,
that was crazy.
Every game, really, Fortnite was so successful. They're making billions of dollars. Esports competitions, Fortnite has basically given so many people careers and a future and just a fat stack of money that all the other companies are using Fortnite as a template.
All right, brother, you want to wrap up?
Yeah.
All right, so to Subliminal and Zizum, we'll get to your topic suggestions next episode. This one with the patch notes was just crammed full. But, thanks for hopping on. Welcome to our new Discord members. You can find the Discord invite in your show notes. Rate our podcast. If you're on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, find them stars and give us a rating. It really helps us out.
Really, it just lets us know that you've been here and that you care enough to rate us. And you can also follow me on Twitter. It's at SDBB. I'm in, around, and around. So hit me up on Twitter. I'll be there.
Oh, that's right. You can find me on Twitter too. Name's XobbesBB. And
hopefully next time we'll all be playing as Octane, and they release another female legend, and we're all just zooming around the maps on a hoverboard or something.
Oh yeah, Octane's gonna be my jam. I'm excited about that one.
I want to know. I wonder how high the launch pads are. I wonder if we're going to like. We're going to make noises, kind of how Fortnite, like when you had the glider noise, you could kind of pinpoint people and knew when they're gliding in. So I'm curious to see if it's going to...
that'd be a fun episode topic. We should talk about audio cues and how they could be adjusted. I got some thoughts.
But, all right, dude, I've literally been recording the last 15 minutes of this episode with my eyes closed because I'm so tired.
Well, dude.
Because the screen's too bright. Yeah, I've got to be at work in 5.5 hours, so I need to get to bed. So follow us, rate us, Discord us, hang out with us, play
hit that subscribe button.
Hit that subscribe button. We love this game as much as you do, so... let's rock out. And to all you PC players, I'm coming for the PC. I just finished the Titanfall 2 campaign. I'm about to play Metro Exodus. And so far, I'm getting a lot better with the controls. So hit me up on Origin. It's ESSDII. Add me as a friend. And yeah, let's play some Apex PC. I'm PC and PS4 now. It's legit. I'm a gamer. I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy now.
I'm sorry. Everybody's a real boy that's on console too. My bad. Only mobiles. Only mobile players aren't real boys.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We will catch you next week. Laser Blazers. Blaze more laser.
Laser Blazers.
Pew, 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 pew.